The WWE Attitude Era, spanning from the late 1990s to the early 2000s, is often hailed as the golden age of professional wrestling. This period, marked by its edgy content, memorable storylines, and larger-than-life characters, transformed WWE into a global phenomenon. However, for many of its stars, including former WWE champion Mick Foley, the era was not without its regrets. Mick Foley's reflections. Mick Foley, also known by his ring names Mankind, Cactus Jack, and Dude Love, was one of the most pivotal figures during the Attitude Era. In a recent interview, Foley opened up about his mixed feelings regarding that period. The Attitude Era was a time of immense creativity and opportunity, but there was so much that we still had left to do, Foley stated, his voice tinged with nostalgia and a hint of regret. Foley, known for his extreme wrestling style and willingness to endure incredible physical punishment, reflected on the toll that the era took on the wrestlers. We pushed our bodies to the limit. The fans loved it, and we loved giving them those unforgettable moments. But looking back, I realize how much we sacrificed, he said. The toll on wrestlers' bodies. The physical demands of the Attitude Era were notorious. High-risk maneuvers, brutal matches, and frequent injuries were commonplace. Foley himself famously lost an ear in a match in Germany and sustained numerous injuries throughout his career, including concussions and broken bones. In the moment, we felt invincible. But the long-term effects of those injuries are something many of us are still dealing with today, Foley explained. Missed opportunities. Beyond the physical toll, Foley also expressed regrets about storylines and character developments that never came to fruition. There were so many directions we could have gone with certain characters and feuds. Sometimes, I wonder what could have been if we had just a little more time or creative freedom, he mused. One such missed opportunity Foley mentioned was his character Mankind's evolving relationship with The Undertaker. Our Hell in a Cell match is legendary, but there were so many layers to that rivalry that we never got to explore fully. We had a lot more stories to tell, he lamented. The changing landscape of WWE. Foley also touched on how the wrestling landscape has changed since the Attitude Era. Today's WWE is very different. The emphasis on health and safety is much greater, which is a good thing, but I sometimes miss the raw, unpredictable nature of the Attitude Era, he said. He acknowledged the evolution of WWE's approach to content and character development. The product has to change with the times. What worked in the late 90s and early 2000s wouldn't necessarily work today. But the spirit of innovation and pushing boundaries is something I hope never goes away, Foley added. Legacy and reflection. Despite his regrets, Foley is proud of his contributions to wrestling and the lasting impact of the Attitude Era. We created something special. The Attitude Era will always be remembered as a time when wrestling was at its most exciting and unpredictable, he said. Foley's reflections serve as a reminder of the complex legacy of the Attitude Era. It was a time of incredible highs and devastating lows, of creative triumphs and physical sacrifices. For Foley and many of his contemporaries, the memories are bittersweet. There was so much that we still had left to do, but I'm grateful for every moment I had in that ring, Foley concluded. As fans look back on the Attitude Era with fondness, it's important to remember the human stories behind the spectacle. The wrestlers who defined that era gave everything they had, and their legacies continue to inspire new generations of performers and fans alike.